Did you know that a shocking 80% of viewers express dissatisfaction with the way Hollywood portrays women? In this video, I'm daring women to step into the writer's seat and defy the tired tropes that have dominated our screens for too long. Characters in recent times are being written by detached, entitled frauds who are driven by ridiculous agendas based on nonsense.
You do.
Is this a sentiment someone else shares? I already know the answer to that rhetorical question. I want to do an experiment. What if female characters were crafted by those who truly understand and relate to them? I therefore challenge two random women to create a character and to become it. Well, they're friends, but to you, they're random. Can they do better than Hollywood? That's what I want to find out. The issue, in my opinion, is the portrayal of the so-called strong female character, often marked by overused clichés, poor character development, and a flawed message of perfection. The emphasis on physical prowess over vulnerability results in unrealistic and unrelatable characters, often lacking emotional complexity. Now then, what if I'm wrong? This experiment might prove that I am. Perhaps women genuinely appreciate the way Hollywood has portrayed female characters. I'm ready to embrace any unexpected outcomes. Throughout this video, you'll witness the process of character creation as everyday women breathe life into characters they resonate with or want to see. That's not all. They will also have to immerse themselves fully in the characters they've created, undergoing challenges and trials that mirror the journey of their fictional counterparts. It's a unique blend of real-life role-playing and acting, adding an exciting dimension to the experiment. Taking characters on a journey reveals who they truly are. By connecting this experiment to this insight, I hope to explore how the creative process can be transformative, leading to more genuine and relatable portrayals of female characters. So, let's set the stage and meet the participants.
Fictional female. No, I don't know. I don't really have any. Mikasa from Attack on Titan.
I guess it's kind of like Arya because she's like small. No one really counts on her, but she proves them wrong.
My favorite genre is myself. Depends on my mood. Musical, yes. Thank you. Disney and musical.
Oh, I have difficult deciding amongst two. Either Harry Potter world or Naruto world.
The task is to create a character, but what type of character and for what setting? In a world saturated with Hollywood's attempts at portraying strong female characters that often fall flat, we're flipping the script. My challenge to the participants is to create a queen.
Yes, queen!
Yeah, you didn't expect that. I sent the instructions to each participant.
The mission is to develop a queen that somehow captivates or resonates with you. Your task is to consider the background, personality, motivations, and struggles of your character. Think about their conflicts. And here's a little twist. Add a dark aspect to your queen.
What kind of queen will each participant create? I'm interested in finding out which direction they both take. We need a setting, a stage for the queens. In a previous video, I built a world inspired by the Roman Empire. It turned out darker and more cursed than I intended it to be. I think it will work excellently as a setting for this challenge. Let me paint a picture.
Our space spans 3 neighboring solar systems. What began as RC evolved into a triumvirate of stars, each presided over by a powerful house. Following a period of unity and prosperity, the realm now grapples with a turbulent 3-way civil war. 3 major houses, embodying virtue, ambition, and tradition, vie for control over the home planet, believing it holds dominion over the entire system. Amidst this power play, spacefaring conquistadors explore new worlds and impose their culture through force, if necessary. The quest for life on other systems reveals not only physical planets, but also dimensions where life may exist beyond the visible realm.
The participants have the creative freedom to choose the house their queen will rule. Each participant will navigate the complexities of this futuristic Roman-inspired world, infusing their queen with distinct characteristics and virtues, contributing to the multifaceted tapestry of the ongoing civil war. The theme of power dynamics, strategic maneuvering, and cosmic exploration pervades this world. The tone is a blend of grandiosity and tension, echoing the clash of ambitious houses, the exploration of new frontiers, and the mysteries that lie within other dimensions. The participants will create a character for this specific setting. The winner of this challenge will become the official queen in the world I built. She will become canon. My advice for the participants is go dark. If Hollywood made a character for this setting, that character would, judging from prior evidence, look something like this.
Remember me.
Queen Hollywood is a force to be reckoned with, a symbol of dominance. Fierce and determined, she commands an armada of spacecraft that soar through the skies of our space. Her strength lies not just in her combat prowess, but in her ability to unite disparate forces. She is a Chad.
Single, unmarried, and not pregnant. Lucifer.
Now, to the most exciting part. Once the queens are crafted, the participants will dive headfirst into immersive live-action role-playing challenges. These real-life role-playing scenarios demand thoughtful decision-making. Each scenario presents multiple choices, with consequences carrying over to the subsequent scenes. The queens must navigate a consistent character arc, creating a cohesive and compelling storyline that brings their queens to life. It will be interesting to see how differently the participants and each queen approaches these trials. Now that the rules are set, it's time for our participants to dive into the process of creating their queens.
I'm drawing for myself. I sound like the biggest narcissist ever, but I mean, I went on, if I really had all the power in the world and the same brain that I have now, that would be it.
Cyrillin. Kind of. No, I don't know. She just grew as I wrote. I don't know. I was imagining something else, but then she got her own life.
I did have a problem finding positive qualities that would make her a good queen. That was hard. But I think I found something that could make people like her.
Well, everything. I struggled with everything, to be honest. But maybe mostly integrating them to the world, I think.
There are different ways of creating a character. The easiest method is to fill in a character sheet, either one you made yourself or one of the many that are available online.
You can start by defining your character's overarching motivation. Then you have to figure out their main conflict and determine how the character will change over the course of the story. After that, you develop your character's backstory, as well as define their superficial characteristics.
I think I'm a special one.
Depth is the name of the game. A compelling character goes beyond surface level traits. Avoiding stereotypes is crucial. Break free from the clichés to make your character stand out. Remember, your character is never an island. Integrate the individual into the larger story.
Let's examine some failed examples. These instances serve as cautionary tales about the challenges of crafting authentic and compelling female characters in storytelling. Rey, the central figure in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, initially emerged as a beacon of hope for strong female characters in the franchise. However, her character's development faced criticism for its lack of depth and inconsistent development. Rey's rapid mastery of Force abilities and unclear lineage contributed to a sense of contrived empowerment, diminishing her relatability, leaving audiences yearning for a more nuanced journey of growth and struggle. The character seemed to embody a rushed attempt at diversifying the Star Wars universe, without providing the substance needed for a truly memorable and relatable female lead. Galadriel's portrayal in Amazon's The Rings of Power has sparked controversy for deviating significantly from Tolkien's original vision in The Lord of the Rings. Known for her majestic and otherworldly demeanor in the source material, Galadriel's characterization in the new series has shifted toward a more aggressive and unlikable persona.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
But all is not gloom and doom. Let's highlight some successful and iconic female characters. Cersei Lannister stands as a compelling example of a well-crafted strong female character. Her complexity, driven by a mix of political cunning, unyielding determination and vulnerabilities, makes her an intriguing and multifaceted figure. Cersei's journey is marked by strategic decisions, personal sacrifices, and a relentless pursuit of power, showcasing the nuanced storytelling that captivates audiences. Éowyn embodies the essence of a strong female character. Her journey from a shield maiden of Rohan to a pivotal player in the War of the Ring is marked by bravery, resilience, and a quest for identity. Éowyn's character is shaped by a desire to contribute meaningfully to the world around her, transcending gender stereotypes and showcasing the strength that arises from personal conviction and sacrifice. I wonder what path the participants have decided to take. I think it's about time we find out.
I want all power for myself.
Complete power over everything.
I would say insecurity.
I'm too perfect. And it's not a struggle for me, but a struggle for everyone else, really.
My mom has never believed in me. She has always favored my older sister, who was queen before me, and always made me feel worthless.
There were accidents that led to where I am today.
By being sneaky.
To make sure everyone obeys me, then they may or may not have a good life depending on who they are, but obey me and you have a chance.
Okay. It appears that they've both gone for a similar approach, choosing the same faction, looking to achieve the same outcome in the greater story. I'm attracted to the darkness both characters bring. They are beginning at the same point, it seems, but will they arrive at the same destination? Viewers, your role is key. I want you to vote for the most compelling queen. Consider depth, relatability, and authenticity. Your input will shape the outcome. We've built their worlds, explored their stories, and now it's time for the participants to become who they've created. Let the real-life role-playing commence. Once Upon a Time is not how the story begins. Instead, it starts in the vast expanse of outer space, where 3 solar systems are locked in a fierce struggle for power. At the heart of this cosmic drama stands Queen Sanetta, the Insidious of House Ambition, a figure shrouded in both power and deceit. Her ascension to the throne is stained by a dark secret, the untimely demise of her older sister, the former queen. Beneath the facade of regal authority lies a woman driven by insecurity and a burning desire for validation. Her mother's favor has always eluded her, a lingering shadow that drives her relentless pursuit of power. With the civil war raging, Queen Sanetta sees an opportunity to prove herself, to unite the fractured realms and silence the doubts that plague her. But as the queen navigates the treacherous waters of politics, she faces challenges that threaten to unravel her grand ambitions. In the grand hall of the royal palace, adorned with opulent decorations, the air is filled with a mix of excitement and tension. Nobles, diplomats, and influential figures from allied houses gather for a lavish ball. The queen enters the hall and moves gracefully through the floor to take her seat at the center stage. As the evening progresses, she finds herself in the middle of a delicate political dance. 3 key figures approach her. Lord Valerius of House Prospera, a charismatic and ambitious noble, known for his influence in economic affairs, confidently asks the queen for a dance. Lady Octavia of House Luminara, a wise and respected figure who values diplomacy and the pursuit of higher understanding, quietly asks the queen for a drink. And Lady Julia of House Onyx, a reserved but intelligent young woman, an expert in gathering intel and offering counsel, suspiciously asks the queen to follow her. What does the queen do?
Definitely one, I want to dance. Choice 3.
Lady Julia reveals that the queen's younger brother, chief of the royal guard, violently attacked her after she rejected his advances. She confesses that he has been scheming to usurp the queen, seeking to make himself the ruler. He even asked Julia to become his queen, hoping to sway her allegiance. To verify her claims, Queen Sanetta poses 2 questions that will determine the course of their fate.
Did my brother plot this with my mom?
Well, yes, that's what he says. If it's true, I don't know. But by his words, yes.
Don't you want to be queen?
No, I want to be your trusted advisor. For as long as you are queen, anyways.
The queen discovers a sinister coup brewing within her ranks, coupled with the disturbing news of her trusted advisor Yulia being attacked by her own brother. Yet, even as she confronts threats from within, Queen Sanetta must also navigate the delicate intricacies of courtship.
My side is fighting for me.
Sometimes somewhere in the vast expanse of our space, where three neighboring solar systems entwine in a complex dance of power and ambition, lies the realm ruled by Queen Selene III, the Maleficent of House Ambition. Her rise to power was not without bloodshed, for she carries the burden of a dark past. A tragic encounter with her sister, the heiress to the throne, ended in violence, casting a shadow over her reign that refuses to fade. Yet from the ashes of her past, Queen Selene emerged, driven by a relentless ambition to conquer everything within her grasp and to make her enemies tremble at her feet. Behind the veil of her cold lies a twisted soul, fueled by hatred and a thirst for vengeance. She is as ruthless as she is cunning, her moral code unyielding in its judgment of those who dare to defy her will. Amidst the turmoil of her rule, Queen Selene finds herself entangled in a web of intrigue and deception, as mysterious whispers and hidden agendas threaten to unravel the fragile threads of her empire. In the imperial banquet hall, adorned with rich fabrics and glittering chandeliers, the queen hosts a rare feast to foster unity among her war-weary people. As the celestial glow illuminates the room, three of her closest confidants approach her, their expressions veiled in concern and secrecy. Lord Gaius, a charismatic and influential noble, approaches the queen with a meaningful gaze filled with unspoken emotion, and asks if she's in the mood for some mischief. Lady Aelia, the queen's most trusted advisor, approaches the queen with a pained expression and reveals that she has uncovered a conspiracy within the court that threatens the queen's rule. Minister Pontius, a skilled diplomat and loyal servant to the queen, requests a private audience and reports that rumors of an impending alliance with a powerful faction are spreading, and with them a dark secret. The queen, amidst the mysterious hints, must choose whom to listen to. Who does she decide to engage with?
I mean, I like Gaius, and I'm always up for some mischief. But I mean, I can do mischief whenever I want. I'm queen. I need to start with the thing closest to home. I'm gonna go with Lady Aelia to explain me what the is going on in my freaking home.
Lady Aelia discloses a conspiracy within the court, threatening the queen's reign. Shockingly, the architects behind this insidious scheme hail from Lady Aelia's own house. With courage born of desperation, she implicates her kin, tarnishing their once stellar reputation. Her plea for mercy, especially for the innocent, hangs in the air. To ascertain the veracity of these allegations, Queen Selene presents two pivotal questions.
Who is the leader of this conspiracy?
It's my uncle.
What?
It's my uncle.
Your uncle? And why have you chosen to reveal this to me? Your queen?
Because I'm loyal to the queen.
And what do you want to get out of this?
I just want you to rule. I believe in your right to the throne.
Idiot. I may believe you. If not, you will die. Now get the out of here.
The queen's adversaries are unmasked, and House Lumia is laid to ruins, their once esteemed standing tarnished beyond repair. With the internal threat eradicated, the realm erupts in jubilation, rejoicing at the downfall of the traitors. However, amidst the internal strife, Queen Selene must quickly divert her attention and bear the burden of dispensing justice.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing they're right about.
The great hall, bathed in the warm glow of candlelight, echoes with the murmurs of the courtiers. The queen, seated on a majestic throne, presides over the grand occasion. Banners of House Prospera, House Astral, and House Solaris flutter in the gentle breeze, symbolizing the potential unions that hang in the balance. The grand gates creak open, and the first suitor, Lord Valerius of House Prospera, the man who approached the queen for a dance during the ball, strides into the courtyard, followed by the two other candidates. Lord Valerius offers a powerful economic alliance promising prosperity and financial stability. His house boasts extensive trade networks, that could bring unprecedented wealth to the realm. Lord Vinicius pledges a strong military alliance, ensuring the Queen's safety and territorial protection. His house has one of the strongest and most advanced militaries in the whole realm. Lady Celestia promises a cultural and intellectual partnership. She proposes an alliance rooted in shared knowledge, cultural exchange, and a commitment to the arts. After the proposals, the Queen has the opportunity to invite one candidate to her private chamber for a more intimate conversation. This decision will significantly impact the political landscape and the Queen's personal life. Who does she choose?
I definitely want military on my side, so I have to go with choice 2.
In a strategic move, Queen Sanetta chooses to invite Lord Vinicius to her private chamber. Once inside, they engage in a heated game of truth or lie, each striving to uncover the other's deepest secrets. During the game, the Queen expresses her dissatisfaction with how poorly Lord Vinicius is equipped. Yet, in a moment of vulnerability, she admits her preference for women. To her surprise, Lord Vinicius confesses the same, revealing his lack of experience with women. Recognizing the political advantage of their union, they agree to keep their shared secret hidden. A strategic move is made by Queen Sanetta, a message to the realm and to her enemies. And so, as the Queen grapples with the complexities of using her relationship for political gain, she is also faced with the weight of justice.
Fear. Injecting fear in people.
The Chamber of Justice hums with the low murmur of the assembled courtiers, their eyes fixed on the majestic Queen seated upon her celestial throne. The accused, representatives of powerful houses, stand before her with their own tale of betrayal. The voice of the herald resonates through the cosmic hall, detailing the grave accusations against a once beloved friend from the Queen's childhood. Lord Draco, the trafficker, stands accused of orchestrating an illicit operation and profiting from the unlawful trade of sentient beings, and for establishing and overseeing an underground auction hall where humans are sold as commodities. The defendant, Lord Draco, and the prosecutor present their arguments before the court. Draco vehemently denies the allegations, claiming it's a setup. The prosecutor presents documents revealing Draco's complicity in the trade of sentient beings, supported by numerous victim testimonies. Not guilty is Lord Draco's plea. The evidence is in favor of the prosecutor. Whom does the Queen choose to believe, Lord Draco or the prosecutor?
I'm strongly standing behind the... But then the question is, will he walk free afterwards? Though I could just send someone to kill him afterwards. I'm gonna go for the...
No. Wait.
Queen Celine passes her judgment. He is escorted to the dungeons where the punishment is carried out.
What the hell is even that?
Queen Celine's message reverberates across the realm, signaling the triumph of justice. Even the underground factions desert Draco, deeming him unfit to lead operations given his diminished status and influence. Yet even as Queen Celine is faced with passing judgment, she must also navigate the challenging realities of the ongoing civil war.
treason and animal cruelty.
The Grand Hall of Justice echoes with the hushed whispers of the courtiers gathered to witness the trial. The Queen, a figure of authority and regality, sits on the imposing throne. The accused stands before her, with their own tale of treachery. The herald's voice resonates through the hall, recounting the accusations against the Queen's own blood. The once revered chief of the royal guard, Prince Darian, stands accused of on Lady Julia, whose house stands as a staunch ally, and for an intricate plot to seize the throne and authority from Her Highness herself. In the defendant's statement, the prince appeals for leniency, citing familial bonds. He contends that the incident involving Lady Julia stemmed from a misunderstanding instigated by external forces aiming to sow discord. Lady Julia corroborates her claim of an unprovoked attack, displaying physical evidence of her ordeal. Classified documents intercepted by House Onyx shed light on the prince's schemes. The prince pleads no guilt, It is his word against Lady Julia's, yet the evidence is slightly in Julia's favor. Whom does the queen choose to believe, Prince Darian or Lady Julia?
I'm standing between choice 2 and 3. Although, I think if like my people see that I execute my own brother, I'm gonna take choice 3.
The prince is escorted to the royal dungeons, his hands bound by chains. Confined within the prison walls, he becomes a target for the guards' relentless torment. Their aim is to shatter his resolve. Queen Sanetta's decision to imprison Prince Darian is perceived as an act of leniency. Critics, particularly those aligned with House Onyx, question the queen's strength, accusing her of favoritism and nepotism. Despite his loss of freedom, Prince Darian's supporters view his predicament as an opportunity for redemption.
Either you submit or you die.
And so, the story of Queen Sanetta unfolds amidst the stars, a tale of power and ambition, of betrayal and redemption. In the end, she is succeeded by her daughter Helena, despite her tyrannical tendencies. As the realm braces for a new era under Queen Helena's reign, whispers of dissent and uncertainty linger, casting a shadow over the fragile stability of our space. Within the Grand Council Chamber, resplendent tapestries depicting the history of the realm adorn the walls. As the queen takes her seat, representatives from noble houses, distinguished by their family crests, assemble with a sense of anticipation. They have gathered to discuss the realm's most urgent matter, the stark reality of the civil war's toll on the realm. The pressing issue is the dwindling male population and the subsequent economic and military consequences. The Queen is presented with 3 solutions to this problem. Minister Pontius, a steadfast advocate for equal rights, suggests equal drafts for men and women. It's time to redefine the norms and draft both men and women into the military. Equality demands equal responsibility. It is time to put women in the same sentence as men, and not children. Lady Arya of House Vulcan, a respected lawmaker, argues to uphold the status quo. War is a man's sacred duty. Men are the protectors. It is their role to bear the weight of sacrifice. Let women continue to thrive in their rightful roles, and let the burden of war remain with the men. Advisor Miriam, known for her strategic acumen, proposes a different path based on privileges for war volunteers. Why not create a special class of individuals who volunteer for deployment? This will encourage voluntary sacrifice for the greater good. The Queen must navigate the delicate balance between tradition, equality, and incentivized sacrifice as the fate of the realm hangs in the balance. What does she decide to do?
I choose number 3, war volunteers.
In choosing to pass into action Advisor Miriam's proposition of granting privileges for war volunteers, Queen Selene hopes to shift the perception of the conflict, encouraging greater participation. To illustrate her point, a competition is organized where great rewards and benefits await the winner. Nigeria.
Yes.
Oh. Finland.
Bangladesh.
Oh. Norway.
Good. I know what it is. Should I say? Okay.
Say it's
Czech
competition,
Republic.
man.
Yes, it's the Czech Republic.
As the policy of rewarding war volunteers takes effect, a new class of privileged individuals emerges, strengthening the realm's military capabilities. However, this initiative also breeds social divisions and resentment among those excluded from the warrior elite.
All the way.
And so, as the cosmic winds of fate sweep through the realm of our space, Queen Selene III stands at the precipice of history, her legacy poised to echo through the annals of time, a testament to the power of ambition, the depths of darkness, and the enduring struggle for dominion over the stars. She proclaims herself a goddess, decreeing that all future rulers must be chosen by the oracle, granting them divine sanction. Thus ends her tale, shrouded in the echoes of her delusions, as her realm falls under the sway of her divine folly. The question we all want an answer to. Who did it the best? It's your turn to be the judge. Who do you think crafted the most compelling female character? Share your opinions in the comments and let us know why you think they deserve the crown.
Rewrite the whole character. I hate my character. I'm not comfortable playing that character. I want to be a goofy character.
My childhood best friend. It felt nice. Better than an orgasm.
What if female characters were crafted by those who truly understand and relate to them? Can they do better than Hollywood? When making the video, I only saw 2 outcomes. I never even considered a third result. I was convinced that the experiment would give me either a yes, obviously. Well, the bar is pretty low to begin with, and if not that, then a no, surprisingly. Apparently, it isn't as easy as one might assume. Instead, the answer I'm left with isn't as black or white. The task was to create a queen. I would argue a strong female character, and to do it better than Hollywood's recent attempt, to develop someone who somehow captivates or resonates with each participant. This experiment was made to explore what type of female character women want to experience. Do they agree with the sentiment that Hollywood's interpretation of a strong female character is marked by overused clichés, poor character development, and a flawed message of perfection? Or is that actually how they genuinely want female characters to be presented? This experiment has demonstrated that there is a lingering tendency to associate negative traits with strong female characters. Both characters in this experiment lack traditionally feminine qualities. They appear to stem from a mentality of punching up at the big bad monster, desperately trying to be its equal. Fight fire with fire comes to mind, instead of maybe using water to tame the flames. This phenomenon is commonly observed in Hollywood's portrayal of strong women. I'm fascinated by this seemingly subconscious trend. It is definitely something I'd like to explore and understand, mainly from a psychological perspective. What is it that attracts women to these characters? Does it stem from a desire to defy societal expectations? Ultimately, storytelling serves as a means to temporarily transcend one's identity and explore alternate personas. I sense fragility in both characters. I wonder if it's intentional. If so, that might be genius. Maybe that fragility is the vulnerability I look for in a character. I want to believe that it is. Personally, I have to admit that I really like the characters created in this experiment. I love how flawed and damaged they are as people. It adds a layer of realism and authenticity, which is what I'm looking for. Again, this experiment has proven that it isn't so much about who the character is and what they do, as long as it is believable in the context of the overarching story. That is where Hollywood fails. The way Hollywood has been portraying women isn't necessarily wrong. The evidence lies in the characters that have been created in this challenge. What frustrates viewers is simply the lack of cleverness in the writing. There is a time and place for these characters, as long as they are woven into a story convincingly.
Instead of just like thinking about the gender, just in general, step away from what gender is going to play the role and think of interesting characters, not based on what their gender are.
Just write a character and then maybe have both women and men audition and then cast after like the best performance? I don't know.
I promised that the winner of this challenge would become the official queen in the world I built. It's about time we decide who it shall be. The candidates are Queen Sanetta, a fiercely ambitious and cunning ruler whose thirst for power is driven by deep-seated insecurity and a relentless pursuit of validation, and Queen Celine III, a devious and ruthless leader haunted by her dark past and motivated by hatred and an insatiable hunger for supremacy. This decision comes down to who I believe will fit the setting, my Roman Empire-inspired world, the best. Who incorporated their character into the world most convincingly? Who embodies ambition the best? Who had the most captivating character arc? And who handled their challenges the best? But also, as the world's darkest person, I'm obviously looking for my equal. It's a tough decision, but after weighing the pros against the cons, comparing the queens against each other, I've decided that the winner is Queen Celine. The darkness was the determining factor. But I do not waste great characters. They are both worthy of winning this challenge, as they are eerily similar. I will therefore incorporate them both into the story. I reveal to you my master plan.
In the celestial saga of our space, where ambition and power intertwine like constellations in the night sky, two queens cast their shadows over the realm each leaving a mark of darkness in their wake. Following the demise of her father, Queen Sanetta's older sister ascends the throne. Unable to bear the pressure, she meets a tragic end, her demise engineered by the cunning hand of Sanetta herself. With her sister's blood on her hands, Sanetta seizes the crown, ruling with an iron fist, fueled by her insatiable thirst for recognition. In time, Sanetta bears 3 children, Helena, Celine, and Marcos. In the shadows of her reign, a sinister legacy takes root, a cycle of fraternal betrayal where the eldest child falls victim to the ruthless ambitions of their sibling. Poised to inherit the throne, Helena meets an untimely demise at the hands of her own sister, paving the way for her ascension to the throne. Queen Celine's rule is marked by tyranny and divine delusion. Refusing to bear children, she proclaims herself a goddess, shattering the traditional monarchy and instituting a divine selection process through an oracle. And thus begins the Divine Moon Dynasty, initiated by Celine the Moon Goddess. As shadows dance with the light, a glimmer of hope flickers, hinting at the emergence of a figure, perhaps a familiar one, whose presence promises a dawn that could eclipse even the darkest of nights.
Congrats, Cyrilin! I will now send you the prize, a nude calendar of me. How about that?
I went to being mean, and does a strong female character have to be mean and like aggressive? But I just roll in that path. I don't know why.
In the realm of storytelling, authenticity reigns supreme. Our participants have woven tales of resilient and diverse queens, showcasing the transformative impact of genuine representation. As we close this chapter, remember, authentic storytelling empowers, resonates, and inspires. That's what I take with me from this experiment. Thank you so much for your time.